Hey, good afternoon everybody. It's Larry at Heisenberg Forest Products. I'm going to be doing our weekly live video right now. So I'm going out for a walk in the wood yard. So we mowed our lawn yesterday. By we, I mean me, Adrian, and Julianne. So Julianne got to do the front part right here. Adrian takes care of the ditch for me, and I do pretty much everything else. So it takes us, well, it would take me about 4 hours to get the whole property done when I do the field also. So see that the gardens are starting to turn a little yellow. No luck with my corn this year. Just didn't grow right. So the husks that are on there are really small. So I think what happened was, see those two big maples? They're sucking the life out of the garden here. So I'm giving up on planting corn. So I'll just buy it from now on and buy enough to can. So here we are walking onto the property, the wood yard. So you can see that I met my goal of finishing up this latest square. We finished that up, I think it was on Friday, and you'll see a little further down that I've started another square. So here we have our campfire wood, so we're well stocked with that. If you want to buy some campfire wood, we sell those at $10 a bag, or 11 bags for $100. And actually I took some for my own campfire last night, and a bag and a bit lasted us for 2 hours. So this is nice stuff that burns well in the fire pit. Right here I've got some shavings. Ooh, it's windy. The sound on this video will not be great. I'll just turn my back to the wind and maybe it'll be a little bit better. So we've got some shavings that we store in co-op bags, which measure 22 inches by 36 inches. We sell those at $7 a bag, or 10 bags for $60. And finally, we've got some birch bags that I sell at $5 a bag. So I just fill a bag, and you can use that to start your fire. So here you can see that we're well stocked with maple. I'm just going to come to the end here. You can see there's 3 blocks of maple here ready to go. That would be, I would think it would be ready to burn this winter. And that's the oldest. That's as best as it gets with us, because our customers are buying as we're producing. The maple. So like I always say every week, we measure our wooden face cord. And a face cord is 8 feet long, 4 feet high by 16 inches deep. So this wood is more or less all 16 inches. So we're selling that cord of maple, that face cord of maple, at $160. I got a bit of birch left. I think I'm down to my last 3.5 face cords. I've promised 2 to a guy. He's got till Wednesday to pick it up, so if he does, I'll be down to almost no birch. So 1, 2, 3. So I've got 1.5 face cords left right now, because this guy wants 2, so I told him he can have it. All this birch here is all sold. So we sell our birch at $140 a face cord. And towards the end here, I've got some of that older maple left. I've got about, no, this is sold here. I mean over here. I've got about 8 face cords of maple. That's about a couple months old, but it's half decent because it had been cut a while ago, so it'll dry pretty quickly. So right here you can see that most of these pieces are half decent. And then we started this new square here. So I'm chipping away at this pile here. So I've got about 25 cords out of this pile. I'm hoping to pull out well, we'll see. There should be close to 80 cords once everything is said and done. I picked up some nice hardwood here this week. So I picked up 3 tiers, and I'm told that there should be about 50 to 55 cords, face cords, in this load. So we'll see once we cut it. I can only see one major big piece right here that I'm gonna have to do manually. The rest of the pieces are small enough to go onto our wood processor, for the most part, I hope. So we've also cleaned up. I had some pallets lying here, so I moved all those pallets to the side of the blue pallets here. So I use those pallets to hold my tarps down. So I got quite a few of those, and then I got these blue pallets that I moved here. So they were down there, moved them there. So I'm trying to keep up with the work. They're calling for some heat this week, so we'll see. I'm hoping to get out here a little bit, at least, even on those hotter days. So I'm just looking at my list. So yeah, the kids are heading back to school on Tuesday. So summer went by pretty quickly this year for some strange reason. It felt like, I didn't get as much done as I was hoping to. But I think that's the case every summer for me. I've got these lofty goals, and I forget that I'm not as young as I was even a few years ago. So really windy here again at this end of the lot. There's always wind, which is good for drying wood. Here this is all my stuff, and I'm waiting to I'm getting a new hydraulic wood splitter at the end of September, so I'm hoping to try it out on my own personal firewood. So I'm gonna have to get cracking on some of this. I need about 10 face cords for the winter, and it's not for this winter, it's for next winter. So I'm always one winter ahead when it comes to firewood, because I like my wood really dry. So yeah, kids going back to school. So Adrian was helping me stack, so I'm gonna lose my helper. Louise, if she has time, she'll come out and help. If not, I'll be stacking alone, which is also fine. It's not as much fun as stacking with someone, but part of the job. So you can see there's some nice maple here. I've got some poplar. And again, all this block here all sold, and I think I've got about 5 face cords of poplar left. So again, poplar we sell at $130 a face cord. So 5 face cords left. So if that's what you're looking for, come on in and we'll help you load. What else here? So this is all this maple that I've processed. So if you look from this end here, it's pretty impressive. So all this wood we've processed in about 3 weeks. So we're doing well. We're keeping the lot clean. That's something that's really important to us. There's no debris all over the place, so that's part of the work. This past week we moved, Alex moved to Ireland, so I've lost my campfire buddy. So he's out in Ireland for the next year. He's studying computer science at I can't remember the name of the university, but it's in Carlow, which is about 2 hours from Dublin. So we brought him on Tuesday, and we already miss him. So we just hope that he's going to have a great year out in Ireland, and that he's going to find happiness there, because he certainly didn't enjoy living out on the ranch in Verner. It's one of those things, right? So he sold his car last Saturday. Everything worked out for him. We dropped him off at the airport on Tuesday at around 8:30, and then he flew out a little late and got to Dublin. He was there 7:30 our time, because he texted me, and he was at the airport waiting for a ride to his new pod. So if you see this, Alex, hope you're having a good day, my friend, and I love you. So see how the property looks great right now. It's all mowed and cleaned, and so this week, being the first week of school, hoping I know I'm not going to get a full block done this week, just because of the heat. Even right now, it's not it's warm enough, so it would be hard to work on a day like today. There's a nice little wind though, which is nice. So I've got my work cut out for me this fall, so I want to for sure try to get this part done. And then I've got some birch in the back, some birch and some poplar that I'd like to process. And also there's birch. There's a bit of birch in this pile, so I'm pulling those sticks out, not to include them with the hardwood. So usually, there's rarely poplar in a load of maple, but it does happen. So if there's a softwood, I usually pull it out and put it aside and process it separately, because we're trying to. If I'm selling you some maple, I'm okay with having some yellow birch in there, some beech, some oak, but anything that's softer than that, I try to take out. Not saying I get them all out every time, but for the most part, I do a pretty good job of taking the softer wood out. So, and when you're sitting in a tractor, it's not always easy to see what's the softwood and what's the hardwood. So if you look at a piece of yellow birch, it's really close, from the tractor. See how that it's a little tighter, the bark. But if you look at white birch, like that piece up there, you can see the birch is a lot whiter. See, there's a couple pieces up here, one here, one there. That's all white birch. So I'm setting them aside on this right here. So the plan is to process this separately. So right now, I'm guessing I got about 2 face cords of white birch here. So the plan is to get this done. Hopefully by the end of September. We'll see. It's all weather dependent. Too hot is not good, and rain is not good. So, and then once I get this done, you see at the back here. So there's a load of birch and poplar that I'm going to process after. So we'll try to get all that done, and then I'm left with 2 loads here of maple. So again, if I can process right to the end of October, there's a good chance that I'll get through most of the wood on this right here. And then I'm buying for next year now, so we're reinvesting into wood for next year. So we're keeping our stocks pretty stable. So the goal is to buy more stock. So if you look at this here, so that's for next year. So I don't think I'll get to this pile before next year, which is okay, right? So I'll be chipping away. So it started. So I got a good chunk done here. If you look at, I had wood from here to here, and I've processed about 25 cords already. And I'm thinking it's probably a little less than a third of this pile. So I'm gonna get quite a bit of wood out of this pile, which is good. Sometimes you get some lighter loads, and then it's not as lucrative, but that's part of what we do, right? So just thinking here, I'm also looking for some IBC totes. I think I might have found some. But I've been looking around for those, and I need one with the plastic piece in, because I've got a little bit of a plan to catch the debris that falls under the processor. So we'll see. The other thing I hope to do soon is I want to do a video on the Cord King processor, and I'll probably do it in 2 different takes. One week I'll just do me working at the processor, so I'll get my son Adrian to come out and record me working on the processor, so you can see how I go about processing the wood. And then the next week I'll talk about the machine itself, the pros and cons. To me, there's not many cons to this machine. This is a great machine, and at this point, for me, it's an extension of my body. So it's like, it's like a bike almost. You learn how to use it, and you become better at it as you use it. And it's a lifesaver on my back for sure. But just the amount of wood that I can process with this machine. Being a one-man operation, I don't think I need anything bigger, because the bottleneck right now is stacking the wood. So, there's only so much wood I can stack in a day before I'm toast. So, and this machine provides me with the amount of wood I can process in a day. So, I can do, on a really productive day where I'm working like from dusk till dawn, I can do about 9 face cords. But most days 6, which is a long enough day for me. And when I want to have a short day, I do about 3. So that's how I go about using this machine. So, but soon I'm gonna, maybe next week or the week after, I'm gonna get Adrian, my son, to come out with the camera and just record. It won't have any sound because I don't want to spend time mixing sound into it. You'll just see this machine at work, and we'll just I'll get him to record me working at it, and then the week after we'll talk about the machine itself. And the reason I'm doing that is some person asked me to do that, and I said, hey, why not, right? So just share. But I'm a big Cord King. I'm a Cord King convert. I wouldn't go to anything else but Cord King. And the same about my John Deere tractor. So I paid some money up front, but it's really a nice. They're really nice machines. This is a perfect operation for one guy, and one guy who doesn't want to, like, if I was to go bigger and full time, I'd probably want to go to certainly a bigger tractor and maybe a bigger processor. But to go bigger, I'd have to look at hiring people, and I have no intentions of hiring anybody. I'm pretty happy working on my own. So I don't know if you've noticed, but the leaves are starting to change color. Not in this corner, but over there you can see the leaves are slowly changing colors, and along here too. So even last week we did see that yellow coming out, and slowly the yellow's coming out. I also cleaned up where the pallets were yesterday, so I mowed that lawn. So this will look nicer. I just have to clean up the end over there. I've got some birch bark bags over there that I'm going to get rid of this fall, and then hoping to get most of this area cleaned up. And then the next part will be here, but that'll probably be next year before I get all of this cleaned up. We want to move the bagging operation closer to the trees so that when Louise is working there with Julianne, they're in the shade, and usually it's in the afternoon, so the sun comes across this way. It's right there right now, so behind these trees would be a good spot for them to work. And I'm gonna move all these pallets out of the way. And this, we're going to store our small stuff on the side here, and this, I might be able to put another square at this end of the property. We'll see. It would be a little tight in the winter. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. So Louise has been busy with gardens this week, so she hasn't touched this campfire wood, but that's something that she'll be doing. I see that my buddy Steve came and picked up his pallets today, so that's great. So that's out of the way for us. I had some junk pallets that I gave him. So yeah, so things are good. So like I said, next week kids are back in school. They're calling for some nice days, but they're calling for some hot days, so we'll see how much I get done. Hoping to do at least a couple cords every day. And then we'll see. They're also calling for rain, so we'll probably take a day and go to Sudbury and chill. So that's all part of the game, I guess. So I think that's all. I'm just gonna quickly look at my list of things here that I wanted to chat about. I think I'm done. So I guess we'll sign off with this view again. So grateful to be living where I live. What a beautiful space. It's my new office. Actually, just wanted to mention I've been retired for 1 year as of August 31st. So that 1 year went really quickly. And I've learned a lot about being retired, and I think I'll be a better retiree this year, realizing, to find good balance in life, not do too much of everything. So I've got some plans for the winter, and it's going to be a nice year. Looking forward to being with my family and my wife and just enjoying life as a whole. So I'm going to sign off at this point, wishing everybody an awesome week. If you're heading back to work or heading back as a student, hope you'll have a great year. Ciao.